And welcome to Paranormal XL podcast at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, 8:21 and 14 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Gigi here, of course, and today I have Ed and Jake from Ghost N Grub. Yay! Welcome back, guys. So if you guys don't remember, I do still have this video from the last time, so I'm going to show this to give the viewers and listeners so they remember. That was at the beginning of you guys.
Yeah, that's golly. That was what, late last year?
Yeah, November,
December, something like that, right?
Somewhere around there.
Man, time flies.
Right.
Yeah, I know, and a lot's already changed. But as you look at it in retrospect, and actually, it's not even been a year yet.
I know.
And things have, we can even start with this. Like we got to meet up there with, Courtney when Scared and Alone, and
Yes.
that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some exciting things lined up, and I mean very exciting things where, looks like we're going to be on a streaming service, so we'll put it out there for that. That's hence why we haven't put a lot of things on Instagram or on YouTube. Because we're still trying to navigate and see what is the best way to get content out there. So what we've been able to decipher between all of this is why not both? So, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today too, but yeah.
How exciting. I'm so excited for you guys. Like 100 times more than like the first time. And I was like, yay. That's great. And like Ed just said, we finally got to meet. So that was awesome out in Salem. Such an amazing trip. And now we can actually say that we investigated the same location too. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
You guys are like, yeah.
That one, we without mentioning any names, that one is still in terms of any location we've ever been to. I'll just say it's the one that is questionably the most disturbing or darkest.
Yeah.
I will say that, not the entire building, but we'll just say the upper floor was mainly that, and how we are going to portray that in the shows. I'm really excited about, which
awesome
you were a part of.
Oh.
So
No pressure or anything.
Oh man. I buckle under pressure.
No.
So what else have you guys been going? So, okay, now I'm trying to remember back when you guys were on the show the last time.
Yeah.
So what, besides us meeting, because that, obviously sticks out the most, has happened with you guys?
Yeah. Well, we've had a few investigations here in our homeland of Georgia, and
Good old Georgia.
yeah, Georgia, right down the road down here, we got a couple of investigations. and
Over
whatnot.
yonder.
Oh, yonder down the creek and holler. So yeah, we've got a couple of areas here that we've investigated, which is great to represent the hometown. And then we went right back up to Massachusetts to film a couple of 4+ locations up there. And we're very excited because we've officially wrapped, and we're going to put a thank you video out there this week. We officially wrapped season 1 in terms of filming. So now it goes on to all the back end where, the evidence, all the audio, all of that fun stuff, and now comes into play. So
Yes.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So when are you guys going to start? And I'm probably jumping the gun here, but with season 2, that you guys going to start filming with that rather sooner than later, just to get it going?
I wish Lance was here to answer that one.
I know.
I just hear him in my head right now.
Like,
So yeah, and he's like, what? Right now our focus is on season 1 and
Yeah.
making sure we have a product that is uncompromised in any way.
Absolutely.
That's what he would say being here, and he's focusing on that part, and we all are. Where myself, I'm already focused on season 3 and 4. And growth, because season 2 in terms of landscape and the sites is already baked.
Okay.
So we already know where we're going. We know when we're doing it. and yes, filming will start commencing later on in the year after this. And we do have other projects outside of the next seasons that are also in play in turn of like documentary style that
Okay, yeah.
is still in the paranormal, but not necessarily spirits. And then
Okay.
right, and then we are coming out with another series that will be exclusive to social media. That's more of a condensed version of Ghost and Grub. So that way viewers will have the ability to see what we can do. And if they would like to see our full episodes of Ghost and Grub, then obviously, we're on the streaming service as well. So we want to be able to give deliverables across a wide spectrum.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that my cue to roll that little video?
I mean, if you would like to, you can, and then we can kind of hint on it. Hence why, Jake, definitely wanted Jake to be here because this is something that we're doing too, and obviously Lance will be involved. But yeah, you roll that beautiful beam. So
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen that yet.
that was
Boom.
So that is the intro for Haunted 365, which is a product of Ghost and Grub. So we are going to be bringing out different types of series and different types of just series in general, I guess the best way to put it, for Ghost and Grub. So Ghost and Grub will have its main show, but then we are spreading out to venture off into other things, and such as UAPs /UFOs, something we've all been very excited about for a while. And I know Courtney loves aliens, so.
Oh, yes. She also wanted me to say she loves and misses you guys. I forgot to tell you that at the beginning, but
We'll tell her
I wrote it down. She laughed at me for writing it down, but I was like, I'll forget. So
It's a good tap.
Yeah. No, it's, between, and look, I can shift gears to when we met. I think it was amazing to meet there at the pub in downtown Salem. I mean, where, like, it was perfect. The Village Tavern there in downtown Salem. I mean, you couldn't have a better setting. But also meeting David and his wonderful lady there too. I thought that was incredible. And it kind of, and I love this quote, but it kind of speaks to the whole thing. You don't understand the power of a moment until it becomes a memory. And that
Absolutely.
is something that is really something that's going to last with me, and I know for us forever, because there's never another first time.
No, it was absolutely amazing. It played out good. And I remember them saying, it was going to be like an hour until we could get a table, but they could open up that back or whatever. So we're like, okay, we'll just go hang out in the back part just because we knew you guys were coming too, and keep it more casual instead of everybody staring at each other across from the table. So like, yeah, like, oh my God. So it worked out just wonderfully. And I remember because I was like, I want to go shopping in Salem. And Courtney's like, well, we got to go have lunch first. And the hours just flew away.
Gone.
But I wouldn't change it for anything. It was so wonderful. It was the energy that everybody brought, and people getting to meet people for the first time, and just all in the same group. It was, it
was actually funny because looking back now, as though David wanted to play back some the EVP of what he got, and then it was like, oh wait, listen to my EVP. He's like, bro, and I'm like, dude.
Ghost hunters nerding it out.
Right? Yeah,
I
we're
love
nerding
it.
out over here. Listen to my dead guy.
Yes, I love that for all of us so much.
Yeah.
That was such a great time.
Yeah. Like, if you show me your EVP, I'll show you mine.
That should probably go on a shirt. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know what? We probably need to brand that. That's but that was amazing. We really enjoyed that a lot. And like I said, I'm excited about the series and stuff that we've got coming out, and I think it's going to be great for the social media platform. It's going to be great for the streaming service that we're going with. It's overall we're stoked, we're honored, we're humbled, but ultimately we're focusing on the process, and because our focus has been so just narrowed in on what we're trying to achieve, the results have been. But we've been blessed. I mean, it's been good so far. We've caught a lot I mean, even talking about Honda 365 a little bit, there'll be some food stuff in there for sure. I mean, hence, there'll always be some food. But there's been a couple of locations where it was so active within 2 minutes of me just even having my phone out and that we're catching EVPs.
Right.
We've got movement. We've caught stuff already on camera. So it's like any location. There's really there really has never been a location where we haven't caught something.
Okay.
So we find that pretty remarkable.
I was just gonna say, yeah, that's really awesome. But that also says a lot about you guys as well.
I actually like to go to the site and not catch something. And as weird as that sounds,
so we can actually have like a debunking episode.
Yeah, because I'm to this point where like this cannot be normal, with what we're getting, a lot of the evidence that we're grabbing. Now,
right.
Just to put this out there, yes, we've seen poltergeist activity, but there's some other, there's I don't know. There seems to be some other shows that have a lot more dramatic poltergeist activity. And things of that nature.
It's a demon. What are you talking about, poltergeist?
Yeah, well, besides everything being a demon, then you just have some things that we know being in the paranormal field. Even from all the years of doing this, and then just even the last year of coming out and doing the show, I've never seen. Now I've sensed them, but I've never seen the kind of activity that you would get on some of these other shows that I've seen on social media. Like I just, it's purely entertainment, in my opinion. That's not us.
Right.
We won't put, as one of the things is like, we will not put dramatic horror music over the investigation because you need to hear everything, right? At the same
absolutely.
time, really trying to merge the scientific community along with the paranormal community to help understand exactly what's happening here. That's part of the reason why we are branching out to other areas, because essentially I think that there are a lot of correlations between a UFO that to the fact that NASA just announced like 4 days ago that they've gathered a team to investigate UAPs, UFOs. And I'm like, well, whatever. I think that's more of a public relations thing, if you ask my opinion. Yeah, but and now Congress is openly talking about it. You've got released documents from all the way back from 2004 to the Nimitz incident, and something that we want to talk about for sure. Then you got areas like Skinwalker Ranch, where they've got skinwalkers. Obviously, you've got Bigfoot sightings there. You've got UFOs on the routine and poltergeist activity all in one hotbed. So what is the commonality here? Right. And that's really what you're trying to decipher is like, talking to the people, seeing the evidence.
It's a giant portal. You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, basically at the end of the day, that could be it, and it's something that we might not be able to visually see, just like with EVPs. We cannot, a majority of the time, we don't hear them with our own ears, but our devices do pick them up.
Yep.
Right. So that's where it's like, it's very interesting to us. And it's, it's very cool, but it's like trying to keep, even for me, like keep it chest level. So, don't get too excited or too down. We're here to do our job, have a good time. Obviously, we want to make it entertaining, but not necessarily make it, I don't want to say too entertaining, but
it's like
fluff.
And it's like you're coming onto the show and we call ourselves investigators. So we should act like it and not.
Absolutely.
And that's actually been really cool. Like in our last two investigations for there in Massachusetts, it felt like a hint of National Treasure, the movie, because of all the stuff we were discovering along the way in doing this. I mean, my inner 7-year-old was losing his mind. Right? He's like, and I'm like, what? He's like, put on the hat. What hat? You know the hat. Fine. You know the hat.
Fine.
Do I get the whip too? Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So essentially, so to me, there's two types of paranormal shows, internet shows, podcast, whatever you want to say. So there's the entertainment ones, like you guys were saying. I would put that, the ones with the music in the background and such. But then there's like the real paranormal shows. So where you got it quiet, so you can hear an EVP come through, not through the music. Did you hear that? No, your music was on. Like, I didn't hear nothing. Like, that was part of the music or whatever. Some people are drawn this way. Some people are drawn this way. They want it just for the entertainment purposes. And that's fine. That's cool too.
Right.
But you guys are more on the edge of we want to keep it entertaining, but as far as that in the life world, like you guys being entertaining and drawing in the crowd so then they can see the scientific part.
We don't want to overreact to evidence. I mean,
What do you mean?
Yeah. Did you hear that? No, not really. I heard a breath. First time. You know, and it's exciting to hear it. Don't get me wrong, it is.
Yes.
But at the same time, we're trying to collect data and evidence.
Yes.
And this stuff is real. We do not want to commercialize this to make people think that this is not real stuff. This is absolutely real world stuff. But not that you get jaded by it, but there's a point that we do get to where you'll always be afraid. And there's always an element of fear, but you're able to almost put it to the side to an extent.
Yes.
And, you know, when you hear things or see things, like a year ago, I would never think that I would enter that dark room by myself. Right. But it's just part of the element and what we've gotten used to. And if not, then I just send Jake.
Yeah, of course. My family's already wondering when I'm going to get sacrificed. So.
Yeah, Jake, check that out. You saw that lizard guy? See if you can follow him. See where he goes.
Offer him a cookie.
Oh, yeah. An oatmeal cookie.
An oatmeal cookie. Make him mad.
Cowboy cookies.
Make him mad. I'm eating a cookie right now for breakfast.
Oh.
I mean, it's not a Salem cookie like you guys sent me that time, but it's a cookie.
Those things are amazing.
Salem cookies. Yes, they are.
I had to avoid that shop on purpose because I knew if I didn't, I would never stop.
You know, that's the other thing. You know, we can talk about in our travels. We have got to mention all the places that we've had food. You know, and, we've been spoiled.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I'll give a special shout out to the Venetian in Winthrop. You know, that entire staff and Paul and just everybody there, the general manager, they're so amazing. And that's you know, more than likely going to be part of, I'll give a hint, you know, at season 2, very likely.
Okay.
Where it's a very cool restaurant, but probably one, if not the best that we're at so far.
Oh, sweet.
The food was just family style. So the plates come out like this.
Oh.
And it was hard to give it a grubby pick because they're all so different and all so just beautiful.
It's almost too much.
Yeah, it was crazy. But you'll see it during the show, and we didn't have any cameras rolling, and you know we're going to talk about it on there. But we had paranormal activity happen in the middle of the food review.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool spot. Yeah.
I forgot about that. Boy.
Uh-huh.
That sucks because it's like once you get into like what we do and you go out and you investigate, like, you know, you go to the haunted restaurants and stuff like that. Yeah. You don't think about having a camera rolling at all times, but literally you have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the second you turn it off or look away.
And, you know, and I'm really happy we did, because when we did, you know, you guys already, a lot of people know because I put it out there, so I'll talk a little bit on it. When we went to Brushy Mountain, to the prison there, when we were picking up our equipment at the end of the night, we picked up a very, very clear EVP on my lavalier.
Okay.
And also my handset. And that's why it's so important to be rolling hot as much as possible where you can.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, that was it was pretty cool. That was a very interesting investigation. Definitely going back. We've got big plans for, you know, we're working something out with them for some big events that we'd like to get everyone involved with. So
that's cool that you guys are, like you just said, doing like finding these locations, just not going once, but going back and making these connections with the owners and the employees and stuff like that. Like that's really great that you guys are about that. It isn't just a hit it and quit it type of thing. Paranormally speaking.
Of course.
Well, I think we're people, so we find it nice and fun to make new connections.
Absolutely. That's what I love about the paranormal world is the networking part.
Oh, absolutely.
Some of the most amazing people that I have met that I care so much for. Like I've known some people.
You're a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I've known some people for 20 years that would drop me at, you know, whatever, you're done, I'm done with you. So what the hell did I do? But then these, you know, you get your paranormal family and you can really open up to them and be your crazy self, because that's what we do. And they just support you no matter what. Even if you haven't met them face to face. I mean, we have once, but you know, same with like Courtney, you know, it just, and pretty much everybody that I've met through the paranormal world, besides the ones that I meet at the conventions. But
Right.
you guys need to start going to those.
Oh, I know.
Some of these locations are amazing.
Yeah, that's what we've heard, and we've been asked to speak at one already, which will be fun.
Yes.
So we're gonna do it for sure. But yeah, that's the thing. It's, when our website, which it is up now, we're designing some things to be very unique to that website. So we're really trying to spearhead areas of investigations for everybody, right? And then we're going to be rolling out packages here soon with one of our sponsors that you're going to be able to go to the restaurants we ate what we ate, investigated where investigated at, and stayed where we stayed, right?
Oh,
so
awesome.
Do that. And those will be packaged through there that we have through a sponsorship. And obviously we got swag on the way with Grubby and, just a lot of really, really cool stuff we've got en route. So
that is so awesome.
Yeah.
Are you guys tired yet?
I'm always tired, so this ain't nothing new.
It's a different kind of tired. It's mentally and sometimes physically, but my God, spiritually does it drain you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're at a serious location, you feel tired for weeks. It was very interesting coming back from all of that investigating, and it was, I feel physically fine, but just spiritually, I am drained.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're both still recovering. Honestly.
Yeah. So, and I just got back from, Florida, and I investigated somewhere there by myself. That was a mistake. We're coming back there to film 2 episodes of Haunted 365, and I'll put this out there. One of the women that is the owner of one of these properties contacted the Dead Files and Ghost Adventures.
Oh, sweet.
But she picked Ghost N Grub. She picked us to be the first one to investigate her place.
Oh, that is awesome.
She's getting scratches all over her body in areas she can't reach. So it's just one of those things where I want to help and see what it is. From what she told me, I don't think it's demonic. Because it just doesn't add up. We've seen what demonic looks like. I think that this could be an ex-lover. I think it could be something in there that's mimicking that from what I said while I was there. Obviously it's evil. It's not good.
Right.
But there's a very fine line where you'd want to call something a demon, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, it's a thin line when I say it's like if you have oil bleeding from the walls. If I have a 40-degree temperature change up in the attic of somewhere when there's no central heating air system over here, and it does not feel right at all, and it plays more mental games than it does physical.
Mm-hmm. But you can also feel. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know.
So it's like when you physically walk into someplace, you physically do feel it. It's like walking into darkness, if you will. So hard to put into words. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but
1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
1,000%. So there's something off there. You're not really for sure what, but there's definitely, it's one thing to walk into a place and you get touched or the breathing on the neck, but when you walk into a full room and it's like smack and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah, precisely. Mm-hmm. So it's that's really it. And I didn't get that from this, but I did get that it was not a friendly entity, but it would not go after anybody else but her. So
some type of connection there for sure.
Exactly. And that's where the investigating comes into play.
Yeah.
Where we try to add things up here and see how we can ultimately help. And she wants it gone. So it'll be the first time we do a cleansing.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
If you need anything for that, contact me.
I will. An ion pack, please.
Oh, right on it. Let me.
That'd be really good.
Need to brush up on some Latin.
Yeah.
Now, my theory on demons is, not that anybody asked, you guys are going to hear it anyway. This is my personal theory, is that, okay, so demons, to me, they don't want to be seen. They want to mess with you. They're not going to make themselves very well known. So, like, when you see these shows or other crews or what have you, say, oh, my God, it's a demon. Oh, my God, it's a demon. No, come up with a different term, because a demon is straight up a demon. It's not it's a bad entity, but you can just... It's more than a dark energy. So, but it takes a lot to get there. Like, I don't know. So many people just, it's a demon. It's a demon. No, it's not demonic. It's just mad or sad. A demon was never a human form.
Mm-mm. And
in
if you
my
want to go
belief.
biblically, they're a fallen angel, So, you're talking about something that has angelic powers that is completely just pure evil now. And it's
Right.
not, we think on a plane of what we think on this world, right? Where we're at right now. So we think of evil if I punch him in the face or I scratch him, or if he does it back and I hurt him, that's evil. That's what a demon would do. No, it's completely different.
That's what a jerk would do.
they mess with you in your head. They mess with your life. They put
Yes.
thoughts in your head. It's a completely different game,
It really is.
And that's why I thank God I was able to sense what I was able to sense to remove us out of a very dangerous situation. But it's a completely different thing. And I would never put myself, my team, my family, my friends in those situations. Like, we understand what it is. I will never, ever, under any circumstance, say, I respect you. I will never say that. And I've heard people say that, and it pisses me off. Because you can't say that to you. Give it absolute power at that point. And then you start affecting everybody in your life. So I've already heard that 2 or 3 times from people in their investigation. I respect your power. I'm like, oh, it's done and over. I hope I don't know you.
Right. No, I totally understand it. And that's people, they kind of, I don't know, when you watch some of these videos that people put out, they almost like lose their ever living mind when they walk in and they're just like, here's everything, overtake my body and show me cool things. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, even
Bro,
if
I will give you shrooms. That's what you want to see things. Let's do that. Don't mess with this.
That's a lot safer.
Yes, because then you put everybody you love and care about at risk as well, whether it attaches itself to you in the inside or backpacks on you and you go home and let's say you got a small child that's very open to all this and it latches onto that kid. Now you just put your kid in harm's way. Why would you do that? Stop thinking just about yourself, and at the moment you need to think of the whole picture. So many people it's ended badly for people that don't do that. They don't respect themselves, but they're telling this evil entity that they can't see that they respect it. But respect yourself first and foremost when you're going in.
Yeah, self-love and obviously respect for yourself, your core foundations, having faith, protecting yourself. I mean, there are a lot of things you do. You look at the other side of being a paranormal investigator, and there's really no way to get ready for it. You kind of learn as you go. But ultimately, if I can give any advice, learn to protect yourself. You're never bigger than this situation. I promise you, it'll humble you very quickly, and always have an open mind and try to debunk it too. And that's the thing. Like I'm always a half glass full kind of guy. So I go towards the ends like that's more than likely paranormal, where Lance is, he's still a half full kind of guy, but he's like, no, that was somebody sneezing 4 miles away.
It was a dad sneeze.
So I love it. I love the dynamic of the team. It's a great balance, and right in between is this guy. So
yeah. Yes, you guys are awesome.
So
that's what was I gonna say? The debunking thing, very much for that. And I think that's something a lot of crews, they just, when I say that they go into these locations and they lose their ever living mind, that's something that goes right out the window. So like I think some of them, they could literally see somebody push a lamp off a nightstand and be like, oh my God, did you see that? Well, yes, I did. I pushed that. Oh my God, it's paranormal.
Yeah.
So they're just so almost anti-debunking. It's like, I would rather be able to go in someplace and be like, you know what, guys, it's just the electricity that you guys got going on here. I'd call an electrician, but other than that, you guys are going to be safe. You're welcome. Thank you for letting me come in here. This is really, really good news for you guys. I would rather say that to somebody than being like, holy crap, you need to just burn this thing down and move.
Yeah.
I mean,
technology's gotten to the point where certain filmmakers can manipulate a film to seem one way or another, and that's why if entertainment in these movies and that is your speed, and I like to watch them too. I mean, they're fun to watch, but knowing what we know, you just kind of smirk a lot at it, and you're like, if that ever happened to us, there would be par none. We're going back, and we would try to debunk the absolute crap out of it and not run. Like stop running, because ultimately that's what's giving it the energy to do what it's doing if it really is happening.
Yeah.
When I see and I'm venting right now because it makes me upset. I'm very passionate about the paranormal field and how real it is. And after talking to other, a plethora of other paranormal investigators, the one consensus is like, we're just sick and tired of watching something that we do get paraded around like it's a novelty, you know?
That's
And
absolutely, yeah.
so that's where, you know, we're coming from, and why we do what we do. But it's like every episode that I watch of, you know, some of these shows, and they're not even on streaming services, just like on YouTube or something. It's like every time they go on anything, it's level 20 things. Like every episode is level 20.
The darkest house we've ever examined. Like,
Yeah.
And then the next episode's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth.
Well, it's like whenever we find a bit of evidence, we're, regardless of if it's investigating in post or investigating during the actual investigation, I have a mental checklist that I go through that whenever something happens, I just automatically switch into, was that the electricity? Was that the water? Was that the pipes? Was it this and this and that? And then if none of those can be answered, then maybe we can start looking in the direction of an abnormality.
No, right. Absolutely. Yeah. So I have a question for you guys. Okay. So how would you handle this? Because this has recently happened. Now, I have investigated with a group. They're from a local college around here.
Okay.
So this was a while ago that we investigated together. I keep in touch with them, whatever. Great group of kids. They actually started investigating for a school project, and they just kept going with it. Okay. So I thought that was really cool.
Right.
So they reached out to me because I commented on one of their posts at a location that I went to before. Now I did not go for paranormal reasons. It's just a beautiful location. It's set behind a cemetery. The cemetery, some of the statues they got there, it's gorgeous. You go there for the beauty. So there's this place, you take like a little walk. If you guys ever come up here, I'll take you there because it's absolutely beautiful. And the man that made it, he wanted people of Michigan to have his version of Easter Island. Okay. So he went and got these big rocks, one from each state, all 50 states, and he has it lined up in a circle, and then some other things. Like, it's just beautiful, and it's in the middle of the woods, and it's just glorious. Now, does it look witchy? Yes, it looks cool AF.
Okay.
Did I think about doing rituals out there? Yes, but I do personal rituals, not crazy ones. I'm a nice person. You guys know that. But anyway, so long story short, he reaches out to me. And he's like, when you went out there, did you get any evidence? Did you do any rituals? We want to try to go and summon something here. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Okay, I think these kids are great. However, they're doing it for the aspect of entertainment. They're on the entertainment, which is fine. However, I'm like, do not do that to that location, because that guy's intentions, this has been there for years and years and years. And now it's finally being taken care of again. The word has got out that, hey, don't forget about this little, it's called Hidden Sunken Gardens. And it's over by Detroit area. Just beautiful. But the intentions behind this, like, you go there and it does look like it could be a portal area to something, but something good. Okay. And they want to bring in something. I was like, if you do anything, you do a protection ritual in there. Do not summon anything bad. Why would you do that? And it's right next to a cemetery. And then I go off on my spiel. I'm nice about it. However, I never got a response back.
Of course not.
Wasn't what they wanted.
Yeah, it's not, doesn't fit their narrative. That's sad. And the thing is like, again, what we were just discussing, it's like, it's not only going to affect them, it's going to affect other people in their lives, and they might not even notice it. The thing is, like you said, they don't want you to know that they exist to an extent, and they will manipulate things over your life because time on their plane is very different from our timeline.
Absolutely.
So might affect you immediately, slowly but surely, and you will start spiraling down where you think nothing can go right in your life, and it's all because you've done something like that stemmed this, right? Absolutely. Some are more aggressive than others, but that's generally how it starts.
Yeah, absolutely. It really broke my heart, because I've been to that location and I've thought about that location just because it's like so peaceful. Like, you go for a little walk in the woods, you go over like this little tiny bridge over a little creek, and this big, beautiful tree that's probably been there for 1,000,000 years. I'm exaggerating there, but it's just this giant, beautiful tree. And then it just opens up into this circle of rocks that he has had formed into just beautiful things, and a walkout path to them. And it's a sense of peacefulness. Like, if you stand in the middle, my daughter took pictures of me standing in the middle, but it's almost like time freezes, but it's like gives you a moment to
reflect.
Yes, it's a very beautiful place. And I think usually I can kind of let things go sometimes, but this I can't, because that location like means something, or it symbolizes something so pure to me. Like that would be a location I would go after going to the location that we did, and we're like, oh my God, I don't even know how to cleanse myself after this. You go to that sunken garden and you cleanse yourself. Like that's the type of location like I feel that is. And for somebody to like, well, we're gonna go summon some demons to this location, because I'm like, do your history. It wasn't meant for anything creepy. It wasn't meant for witchcraft. Not I'm a witch, but I wouldn't take my craft there unless it was protection, because I don't want anything to happen to that location. That just really clearly it hurt my spirit.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
How long ago was that?
That I was there, or that they contacted me?
They contacted you
about a week ago.
Oh, so it's very recent.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you could always go there and do a protection ritual.
Yeah. Leave that place alone. Yes, I do need to get back out there. Because when Destiny and I went out there, it was neglected for a couple of years, and you could tell the grass was really tall and stuff. So like it looked even creepier then. And then they started a Facebook page, because years ago some of the stuff got stolen out of there. And then so they were posting things. It was like 40 years ago, like this bell got stolen out of there. Somebody came and put it back after 40 years.
Wow.
Like it was all coming together, but then it brought light back to that location. Like that man wanted it to, there for people to enjoy. So now somebody goes out there and they mow it and they keep it up. So now like it's even more glorious and just looks like this beautiful garden. And I'm like, what? No part of evil or bad would ever come to my mind in this location. I was just so floored, and I was like, kids, I want to like you, but you're making it really hard. You're bad choices.
Well, and I'll just go right back to, where do they get a majority of their information from? Yeah. So when we start seeing that, they don't see the ramifications of this at all. And that's where, hopefully we can try to part of, a para movement is to help people really accept, but also understand it to the best of our ability. I mean, you want to go down deep, you can talk about demons, elementals, normal spirits, and things of that nature. And it's just like people look at you, like you have 3 heads, but which is expected. I'm not even offended by it. It's just because you haven't been exposed to really get to it yet.
Exactly.
When you see things that don't really communicate with you, but they feed and harvest and keep other spirits there, and I'm not the only one who's ever experienced that, but it's a head scratcher, because what the heck's an elemental? What the heck's a river elemental? Like you look at these things, and these are creatures that were never human, and then you got different types of demons, jinns, and so forth, and it's a plethora of a lot of things, and you start knowing how they're mischievous or how they act or how evil they are, and it's just like nothing can prepare you for it. You kind of experience it, you do as best you can, but you don't summon them.
No, absolutely not. And that's why I'm so very much on do your research. So like I would ram that saying down somebody's throat. And I'm not saying research doesn't give you the experience, but at least gives you somewhat of know-how. So if you're just ghost hunting to ghost hunt and not investigate and going out there with your recorder, whatever, okay, you don't know any of those. You don't think of the bad things that could happen. You're out there just for a good time with your friends. Okay. And you're doing it once or twice a year. That's cool. But when you're in it, like how we are, do your research, learn the different types of spirits and entities that you can come across at any location. And if you're going to keep going, take your research and your experience at that time and put it together. You're going to get much better responses too. You don't want negative every time. If you're getting negative every time, the problem's you. Like that is my take on it. You're pulling out this bad. What the hell did you do? Like I loss of words, really. And I just wish that people could get an understanding or watch. If you get your information from YouTube or shows, watch more than just one. Yeah. Take notes, watch the informational ones. That's why, like on the audio part of the podcast, I go through I want it to be a learning experience, just not full of, me interviewing other crews, which I love doing, but that's why the videos get added in with these, because it's fun and whatever. But if you go to the audio versions, it's going into the history, what kind of spirits you're coming across, what kind, to help somebody learn that stuff. That's what you need, just not like going and watching Zach Bagans all the time. I was just watching it yesterday, just for fun, something to do, as background noise. but I'm not gonna take my stuff just from watching his show, because first of all, we all know that's only a half an hour of them running around. It's a demon. It's a demon. That's not the hours and hours and hours of editing and combing through evidence and all that other jazz and the setup and the takedown and the research behind it. There's
what they've done in so with Ghost Adventures, and I'll just call them out in a good way. If it weren't for them and what Zach has done back in the documentary back in 2004, and where they're the ones who spearheaded this entire movement that we've all become a part of, along with Taps and Ghost Hunters. Like those are the OG, right?
Yes,
They've done it, and then Ghost Adventures says, I'm a big fan of their latest rendition, House Calls.
Yes, that's actually what I was watching.
So I do like their stuff there. It's a very different take. It almost feels like it's a Charlie's Angels type of deal here, but and Aaron's his main angel.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a very different take on it. It's unique. It's different. They've really in their own right have perfected paranormal investigating for their style.
Absolutely.
And they do it, right? And even when I'm talking about entertainment aspect, I'm not even necessarily talking about Ghost Adventures. So, because even with the incredible evidence that they do grab, they still don't get what I've seen on some other shows, and that's where I just call bull. But again, it's entertainment.
Exactly. And they've been around for like ever in the paranormal world. Like as I say at the beginning, that's what a lot of people are like, he's such a sellout. But okay, first of all, I want to just throw this out there because I know me. I would have done the same. If I could go out and do and travel and do what I want, what I love to do and get paid for it, I would do it. But when he first started out, he was just like the rest of us and getting that good stuff and put in the time and stuff. So I think people do talk down on him, but go look at like his whole life, just not even before the paranormal, everything he went through to get to where he's at. And he took all of us with him. He, like you said, spearheaded this stuff into making it a little more, I would say well known, but accepted. People don't look at us as crazy. Now you get, oh my God, that's what you do for fun. That's so awesome. Instead of, get away from me. You know, he really opened the doors and stuff like that. So for that, I totally got the respect. He does have the entertainment factor now.
that is there. And I did watch a cool, I think their one was called Aftershock or something along those lines. And he was talking about his original Bobby Mackey. Yeah, when he went there and how it affected him after that, and how he got in a really dark place after he investigated there because of his provocation and he was provoking what he was very well known for, and obviously he knew he got ridiculed for it, and he even called himself out, which I think is pretty big.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he's like, I was young, I didn't know as much as I know now. Knowing what I've known now, I would never have done that.
That's like that research and that experience, putting that together.
And that's where it's like, tip of the cap to that, because it takes a lot to, especially on national television where you've got millions of eyes on you, to say, hey, yeah, I kind of screwed up a little bit back then. I wish I didn't do what I did because it really affected me when I got home. He was pulled out of his bed. He talked about that routinely, and I like how they have developed over the years, where
absolutely,
like they're like a fine scotch now, where they were just just low level tequila when we started, where it's just take a shot, it's a demon, take a shot, it's another demon.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But you've watched it over the years just get better and better and better and better and better. Like, wow, that's really they set the standard with that, and that's what we're going with our own style and what I feel we need to do. But at the same time, we're all in the same field.
Absolutely, and that's where the respect for each other comes in too, because there are some that don't, and that's fine. But stay over there. With helping each other out and heads up on this location because it's scary AF, and make sure you eat some sage before going there. Or
we're not smoking it; it's inside of me.
Oh boy, that escalated real quick.
Gets the head steaming.
Love it. So, anything else exciting going on, guys? Not that, I mean, everything's been exciting, but
Yeah, I mean, we're set to fly out again here in a couple of weeks.
Oh boy.
can you tell me where?
Yeah, we're going to some warmer weather. Well, not that it's not warm here, Jesus. Yeah, we're headed down to South Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Put that out there, and we've got a couple of investigations for our newer series, but everything's going to be rolling out in tandem later this year.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So when do we fly out for that? Had to add that in there, guys.
Oh, I know. But what I would like to do is eventually, yes, I want to go up to Michigan. We have to go up to Detroit.
Yes.
I want to go through. There's so much there. There's so much up there. That we have to. It's kind of
Yes,
a must,
yes.
And then make our way down to Ohio. There's a couple of things I want to see too.
Absolutely.
So, and it's it's funny. I have a friend of mine that's in Ohio that he loves what I do, and not even him.
Not even him.
No, yeah, he's fine. He's no longer a skeptic after actually. So the one guy is one of my best friends, one of my closest buddies, and he lives in Cleveland now.
Okay.
And he was with me when I caught that original EVP at the Warren Tavern, and he was a skeptic. Now he's like, look, I believe in it. I just don't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
So you know what? I respect that. I
was just gonna say, yep.
Before he didn't believe in it, now he's like, it rattled him to core, but now it's like, I just don't understand it, and I don't want to mess with it. I'm like, dude, don't worry about it.
I think that's a majority of people, but it's just easier for them to say, nope, not real. Yeah. The unknown is so scary.
Yeah. No, so
exactly.
And it's in your head, and you realize it wasn't your ears that you're hearing with it all. Yeah. But my other friend in Ohio, in Cincinnati, he mentioned a couple times he wants to, all your friends want to go with you on this, and I think it's fun. It's howdy doody, and we're gonna go investigate Casper, and then you put a scenario in front of them. It's like, hey, if you're in a dark room and the temperature drops by 15, 20 degrees out of nowhere, and you see a little girl, what are you gonna do? Like, oh, I would talk to her. What? Are you okay? It was just like, oh. Would you? If she said, "Can I go home with you?" What would you say? It's like, yeah, of course I would let her go.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, and all of a sudden you got something with like 80 octaves low come out of that little girl's voice. Yeah, and it's like you guys aren't
spin it around.
Yeah, bro. No, and that's kind of the point. One of my biggest fears, and I know it's going to happen one of these days. So please, when it does, I almost going to shoot myself in the foot in the future for saying what I'm about to say. Because it's going to happen. Is being in a dark room or being in a forest or being anywhere and hearing running footsteps coming at me that I cannot see it.
That's when you just get in the fetal position and close your eyes and rock.
Great. Now you gave me that.
Yeah, but now it's like you hear that, you got to stand your ground.
I do not.
I see it now. I can see we're like the Michigan State, like just any like an old prison or something.
Yeah.
And they're next to you. We hear running. I'm like, all right. Yeah, Gigi, we got this, right? Gigi, she goes. Yeah.
Stand there. I will be there with my eyes closed.
I don't have to outrun it. I just have to outrun you.
As long as it's downhill, I'm more of a waddler. But if it's downhill, I'm golden. I just tuck and roll. Not much of a winner. Runner.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
But yeah, that's one of my ultimate fears on an investigation side of that. Because it's one thing to get voices or to see things, but now that you got this fucking thing running at you and you can't see it, I've seen enough like real footage from people that I know it'll happen. It'll run by you. Sometimes it stops. But
I don't want it to stop. It can just keep going. So if I can
go catch your train, bud.
Bye. Have a good time.
And there's actually one of the videos I did see from a legit source is an abandoned building there in Detroit.
Okay. Lots of those in Detroit.
Yeah, I know. Somehow they just build them and then they become abandoned.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's all
interesting
over.
business model. But
so I wonder how much rent is.
Yeah, right.
So when you guys come up, we need to go like up north area, Traverse City and stuff like that. So like up here.
Yeah.
Because like Detroit, everybody knows Detroit and stuff like that. But locations that they're known, but like around this area. So I'd love to be able to take you guys up there and get some stuff set up so we can go up there and just the forts and stuff from some of the wars and whatnot that are up there. Just insane, I believe, what you will be able to pick up on investigating
we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. As you guys know, I mean, with fuel prices going through the roof right now, our travel expenses have gone through the roof too.
I'm trying to figure out how to get my brooms to actually fly. That's what I'm working on.
When you figure it out, let me know.
Yeah, that'd be
for
pretty
sure.
great.
Yeah,
for sure. I will fly you guys down some.
I just cannot. I cannot. Yeah, don't get me started. But yeah, it's just like the travel's been a little bit of a pain, but
Yes.
we'll make do. We've gotten creative, so
absolutely. You guys riding and driving state to state on mopeds?
No, we just been like get one big shirt saying we're Siamese twins. You only can charge me for one ticket.
One ticket. Man,
We look like that 3-headed knight from Monty Python.
Oh Lord.
We'll make it work.
Yes, yes.
Fast as swallow travel.
Oh my God.
So, okay, so all right, you girls. Just kidding. Let the viewers and listeners know how they can contact you or watch your amazing stuff.
Yeah, so obviously you can go to YouTube to Ghost N Grub. That is the letter N, Ghost N Grub. You can also look us up on TikTok, which is Ghost N Grub Official, and on Instagram at Ghost N Grub or ghostngrub.com. Chances are if you type in Ghost N Grub, you'll find it. All the links and everything will be on ghostngrub.com, and once the site is up, so all the links are there, but we'll have all the material and everything here in the next couple of months on there, and then eventually we will do the reveal of the streaming service that we're going to be going out with.
That is awesome.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
So email your stories and ideas to paranormal at, oh my gosh, Sarah, get that right. paranormalxl at writeme.com. And remember, don't yuck someone else's yum.
Ever.
Just